Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We now start with our second panel discussion titled Higher Education and Vocational Education and Training.
The issue essentially is that we have this huge demand-supply gap for quality education. We have industry talking about not getting employable graduates. We have a large number of unemployed people who are educated, even trained. So what is it that we're missing? So Jayanti, why don't you start? Tell us about what you've been doing in Gujarat, particularly in this area of higher education, as well as we were talking about scope and spoken English.
Talking of a pan-state intervention or initiative, one of them which has happened by a consensus model where all the universities at the UG and the postgraduate, both levels have actually been able to work, is on actually rolling out not a uniform, but a standardized format of what is called the choice-based credit system. And what is interesting is we have come up with implementation which has core courses, electives, which enhances employability, the issue we were talking about this morning, and also a compulsory component called the foundation course, which would have components such as English, which again enhances things like soft skills, employability again, also ICT, basics of ICT and so on. In Gujarat, we're also trying to give a great thrust, as it were, to research in higher education. Here again, we find that there's a great deal of heterogeneity when we talk of higher education institutions. There's a tiny percentage of people who are already doing world-class research, who apply and get major, minor research projects and are really doing cutting-edge kind of research work. But that's not the case with the majority. So we're trying to have different research programs that the state is funding to address research concerns for the masses. Then those who are in the middle band, people, we've started journals, etc., to provide a platform for people to start publishing. And then there's also another effort to create a repository of top-class researchers. And we've actually created something called the Knowledge Consortium of Gujarat to facilitate this kind of sharing, exchange of knowledge, both intra-Gujarat and between Gujarat and other states and other countries.
Thanks. Now, Professor Mahanta, what is your view about the entry of foreign institutions into India?
Today, we do not have a foreign education providers bill in place. But what we have done within AICTE is 2 years back, we have allowed twinning programs to come up. Now what that means is an institution locally can get into a collaboration with any institution anywhere in the world and offer programs, any program for that matter, of any duration, where at least one semester is done in both the countries.
Now, Dr. Gupta, you've just joined us. My question to you is really, there is a feeling that maybe, the CBSE, which is actually probably the largest system in the country, isn't open enough to change, and it isn't really bringing in, it doesn't really have the sort of the ecosystem to churn out enterprising, interesting students who have a sort of a multidimensional view of life.
At present, to begin with, we are also going as per diversification paradigm. That means few children will study vocational course or a skill-based course, and few are still with orientation learning or knowledge-based learning or discipline-based curriculum or learning. Now it's only at the planning or conceptual stage that all children or all the curriculum or all the subjects should be skill-based. That something is there in their skill, they should know how to do that work. And if it is a skill-based, or if it is two different streams, skill-based stream or academic stream, what is equivalence? Then how do you consider vocational qualification equal to academic qualification, and how do you transfer those credits from one stream to another stream? So these two academic thoughts or disciplines are going side by side. We have not done away with academic or discipline-based approach. We are just beginning with the skill-based approach. Since the concepts or the learning material or curriculum is really not final for competency-based approach, or even the NVQF framework is not final. The reports are not out in the public domain. Still, task force are working on it. So at present, it's only two streams, which is academic stream and vocational stream. And certainly, so far, secondary education has been labeled that it is a preparatory stream for, or preparatory stage for higher education, which is a main criticism, and that is why country is also failing in its own development.
With this, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the summit and would like to thank all of you for being here. Thank you so much.
So essentially, there's going to be a large movement away from rote learning, more on experiential-based, skill-based learning. A lot of things will change. The teaching system will change. The quality of the teaching faculty that right now is probably not as well compensated as the other industries. So a lot of these changes will happen.
Truly, if India has to take center stage as the knowledge economy of the world, we will need to be driven by the power of skill sets, and there truly lies the role of banks in financing these skill sets, in making sure that we are able to create the safeguards in the system, and for India to gradually thereafter evolve as a world economic power driven by our skill power.